श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ नारायणः परो व्यक्तात् अण्डमव्यक्तसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्त्विमे लोकाः सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी। We saw the 15th verse, which is reminiscent of the verse number 20 in chapter 3. Even if you are, so there are two possibilities. Arjuna could be a jnani, he is not, but he could be. Or he could be a mumukshu. Either way, there is no escape from doing karma. If you are a mumukshu, you do karma how? For the sake of only one fruit. What is that? Antahkarana shuddhi. Moksha does not come by karma. Moksha comes by knowledge. In order to assimilate that knowledge, the inner infrastructure has to be available. Right now it is not available. Why? Because it is veiled by ragadveshas. So therefore, antahkarana shuddhi is needed. Why is antahkarana shuddhi needed? Antahkarana shuddhi is very much needed because only through antahkarana shuddhi the teaching can be assimilated. And only through action for sake of self-growth, no other phala, can antahkarana shuddhi be done. So karma becomes a secondary or an indirect means for moksha, not a direct means for moksha. So if you are a mumukshu, you will be doing karma. Why? For antahkarana shuddhi. Arjuna is told. Let's say you say, no, I am not a mumukshu. What am I? Jnani. Why? Because you have taught me 3.5 chapters of Gita. I have become a jnani. So then also you do karma, not for your own sake, but for helping others. This is called Loka Sangraha, for helping others. So we saw that there is no way out of karma, as we saw also in the third chapter, Sharira Yatra Pichate Na Prasidhyet Akarmanaha. So if you say, I'm not going to do karma, I'm what? Akarta. So what? I'm not going to get out of bed. Ayyo, this is a very bad decision. What about food? I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to get out of bed. So then even for this yatra of this body, jiva yatra, the yatra from birth to death, that is the yatra. Yatra means what? Journey. So for the jiva's journey, whether it is from birth to death or from ajnana to moksha, in either way, some karma is needed. You have to get up, you have to move your hands and legs, you have to go get things. All these things are there. Even the taking care of the body and keeping the body going is not possible. How? When? Without action. We saw that. So here the action is done in either case. So then, where is verse 16? Yes, introducing verse 16, we have a line. Tatra karma chet kartavyam twadvachanad eva karomi aham kim visheshitena purvaihi purvataram kritam iti uchyate yasmad mahad vaishamyam karmani. So, he says, if action is a must. We saw that just now. And we saw that yesterday also. Action has to be done. And then what do I do? Tvat vachanat. From your words, that what? Action is a must. I do the action. Tvad vachanat. So, karma karomi. I'll do this. So, like this. But what is the importance of bringing in the people of yore? People of yore means previously gone by. Why should we bring all those people? Janaka, etc. Let them rest peacefully. Why are we catching hold of these people all the time? What is the use of bringing them? Why should it be talked about? Because Adi Shankara very beautifully connects the upcoming section, which is the next 3 verses are very important, and he connects that by saying that karma is a very difficult thing. We don't know what karma is. We don't know what karma phala is. Because why do we not know? Because most of the time what are we doing? What should not be done. And then the other rest of the time what are we doing? Things that should be done, but we are doing it wrongly. Either we are doing what should not be done, or we are not doing what should be done. Or we are doing what should be done, but we are doing it wrongly. And so therefore, we need some role models gone by. Ishvara is not a good role model here, as I already pointed out yesterday and day before. Why? Because Ishvara is perfect. Everything is perfectly done. We need people just like us. So here, go back in history and look at, that is why it is needed. So the reason why this recourse to the ancients is done is given in the next verse, next shloka, very important. Kim karma kima karmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshyami yajñātvā mokṣyase shubhat. So, kim karma, what is to be done? What is action? Kim akarma, what is not action? And in English we have a very strange word, inaction. Inaction is not action. Inaction can mean many, many things. So therefore, let us just say what is not action. What is action and what is not action. With this regard, in this regard of trying to find out what is action and what is not actions, Kavayaha api, kavi means not poet here, kavayaha means the people who are shastrajnyaha, people who are well read of the shastras. They have studied the shastra well, they know what is what, they are pandits, erudite people, well studied people. Atra, in this regard, mohitaha, sadly, badly, madly deluded. Yeah. Kim karma, what is action, what is not action, they are also deluded. How do we know? Again, the same history which lauds the mumukshus of the past, like Janaka and Jnanis, etc., and how they performed karma, so many sages, all these things we applaud. The same Shastra tells us of the bad apples also. Duryodhana. Who else? Hiranyakashipu, who declared to his whole kingdom, do not think of Narayanaya, Narayanaya Namaha. They were all chanting Om Namo Narayanaya. He says, no, that's the wrong mantra. No, but this is what our parents gave us and our grandparents. No, forget all that. Your grandparents were stupid and your great-grandparents were idiots. They didn't know anything. Oh, we have a new mantra, that's enough. That will bring in everything. What is the new mantra? Om Hiranyaya Namaha. That is the new mantra. Really? Yes. No, but I don't feel like chanting it because Om Namo Narayanaya gives me, it gives me a pep. Well, if you don't chant it, you won't have a head. Simple. Yes. So, do you want to get ahead with this mantra or do you want to lose the head? Is that a choice? Not really. So, like this, we have in history, in the same history, which tells us of the people who used karma in the best way to gain antahkarana shuddhi and then became knowledgeable of the vision of no division, that oneness which presides over this whole universe as the truth of oneself. So we have those kinds of ancestors and we have a few other kinds of ancestors. These are all the people there. Kaikeyi is there, Ravana is there, 10 heads. Very difficult to construct doors in his palace. I mean, you have to look at it practically. Otherwise, always he has to go sideways. 10 heads means indecision personified. 10 heads also means even one ahankara is difficult to manage. Imagine having 10 ahankaras. And so like this is Ravana. All these people become the negative stereotypes for this. Why? Because they were all well read. See, this is the problem. We don't understand this very easily, that we don't have the concept of devil in the tradition or evil, but we have devotees gone wrong. Those are our demons. Ravana, Samavedi, and Shiva Bhakta. Like this, you see all of them, just somehow there was some hubris. Hubris means pride. Some pride took over and then they became unrecognizable even to themselves. So, Panditaha, Kavayaha api, Kavayaha also means people who can see far into the future. So, Kavayaha api atra mohitaha. They also had missteps. They were also deluded. Kavayo, even now they are deluded. Mohitaha. Tat te karma pravakshyami. So, now I will teach you this karma. That karma I will teach you. Te karma pravakshyami. I will teach you this karma. Yajñātva, knowing which mokshyase, you will be free. Be free from what? Ashubhat. Ashubha means what? Inauspicious things. Ashubha. Shubha, auspicious. Ashubha, inauspicious. Unlucky things. Who doesn't want to be free of inauspicious and unlucky things? Everybody wants this. Yeah. So mokshyase. First time the Lord is using the word, the root verb much in the form of moksha. Mokshyase. I will free you. I will free you from everything inauspicious. Meaning, everything inauspicious accrues to one because they do not know what is action. They do not know what is wrong action. They do not know what is not action. This is the reason. You see, you have a very clear connection. They think karma produces moksha. Is that correct? Say no, so that I don't have a heart attack. Okay, yeah. Karma cannot, does not, will not produce moksha. We can get it tattooed on our forehead. Okay, yeah. So that whenever, in mirror letter, so that when you look in the mirror, it comes out right side up. Karma cannot, does not, will not, shall not, even in thousands of hundreds of millions of years, produce moksha. Why? Because moksha is not a product, A. B. Moksha is non-separate from you, B. And so moksha is already you. So therefore there is no producing. So therefore how is moksha gained? Through knowledge. Knowledge of the self. Because it's self-ignorance that gives ashubha. Samsara is ashubha. Samsara is not at all shubha, ashubha. And so therefore everything ashubha comes from making this mistake, thinking that karma action, maybe if I do lots of good actions, I will get moksha. You won't. You will be born with a golden spoon in the mouth somewhere. That's what. Golden shackles. Golden shackle is what? Shackle. Yes. Golden shackle is also a shackle. Golden cage is also cage. And so, the lots of good karma is not going to produce moksha. Lots of good karma may produce the desire to study. How? Because of the punya. The punya that is there will bring in a desire to study, that's different. But it will not directly give you moksha. Okay. Fie upon karma. Then there is no need to act. Let me just sit quietly. I'll become a mafia boss. What does the mafia boss do? Na karoti. Kinchit, doesn't do anything. Kintu karayati, makes everybody do. This one. Send him up. Yeah. Because this person has been disloyal, unfaithful to me. He is working for me supposedly, but he went and cut a deal with my rival over there. So here is one henchman. Every mafia has one henchman. Looks at him, looks at all eye sign, Yeah, eye signage. Looks at him and looks up. So, upar bhej do, meaning send this fellow upwards. Finish. So then supposing the henchman who is arranging for something that looks like a hit and run accident, let's say, okay, he makes it look like an accident. And then, but somebody, because there are so many, what are they called? Those cameras, CCTV cameras are everywhere. So somebody saw him cut the wires of the brakes, go under the car of this fellow and cut the brake wires, just like in the movies. And then what? And then this person lost the control of the car, crashed into a tree, building, whatever, and then went up. Okay, finished. So then, who will be liable? The henchman who was seen in the CCTV camera wielding the pliers and then cutting the brake cords. That is the person. The mafia is again what? Teflon, just like Ishvara was Teflon in our class yesterday, now the mafia has a Teflon coating, non-stick coating. In fact, in Boston in the 70s, there was one mafia king. His name was Don. So his nickname was Teflon Don, because nobody could catch him. All the henchmen went to jail, all the other lackeys went to jail. He was aram se. No, he was always outside the jail. And so, and he would be paying their bail and bringing them out. Why? Because he wanted them to do more crimes for him. And so, like this, there are two ways of doing. Karoti directly does, or make somebody do. That is also what? That also accrues karma phala. This mafia Don may have escaped karma phala here by sending the hitman to the jail, but then he will not escape the karma phala. Where? After death, that karma phala will not be escaped. Chitragupta will catch him by the scruff of his neck. The karma that is due will come. So therefore, we cannot have some kind of a strange view of karma where you think abstaining from karma is not action and doing action is action. And the one who does action is an actor, and the one who is sitting quietly is who? Non-actor. That is why, see, this section is very important because it answers the oft asked question in the heart: how come the person who is directing everybody to kill everybody and do this, do that, how come that person is not akarta? How come that person cannot be called akarta? Number one. And also, if I just sit quietly and abstain from action, how come I am not akarta? All these questions need to be answered, and therefore this particular section opens with the verse Kim karma kim akarma iti kavayaha api atra mohitaha. Even the kavis do not know, even the pandits do not know, shastrajñopi. Even though they have studied the Shastra, they do not know. They are deluded. Deluded here means confused. But you, Arjuna, are worthy of this discriminative knowledge. I am going to teach you so that the phala of this knowledge is what? Leaving behind everything inauspicious. Leaving that behind. Where the inauspiciousness I am freed from. The most inauspicious thing is what? Samsara. So here I am freeing you from samsara with the help of this knowledge, which is the backbone of Vedanta. That's why these verses are very important. Kim karma cha, kim akarma cha iti kavayaha medhavinaha. Medhavin. Medha means what? Medha Shakti. Medha Shakti means the ability to grasp. Grahana Shakti. And then retention Shakti. Because Grahana Shakti can be there. I grasped everything all right. Until I went outside the classroom and grasped my chappals. And then what? Whatever I had grasped here, tata, bye-bye. No. So first is Grahana Shakti, then is retention Shakti, and then the ability to relate what has been studied to somebody else without a lapse. Those three Shaktis are called together Medha Shaktis. And those who are winners with regard to Medha Shaktis are called Medha plus win, Medha win. Okay, yeah, so this is one way, if you don't know Sanskrit, to remember. So, Medhavinaha means the Medhavi. Medhavi means the one who has Medha, this Medha Shakti in great abundance. Everybody has it, but the one who has it in utmost abundance, Medhavinaha, these Kavayaha, api atra asmin karmadi vishaye. Atra means with regard to all these karma, akarma, all these things, moham gataha. They have become deluded. Ataha te tubhyam aham karma akarma cha pravakshyami. Let me, please allow me to tell you what is action, what is not action, let me tell you. Yat viditva, knowing which, karmadi mokshase ashubhat. Knowing which, you will be liberated from karma, karma phala, and punarjanma shrinkhala. The chain. What is this chain? Samsara chain. So this shrinkhala means chain. And what is the chain? First there is ajnana. Ajnana, then what happens? Yeah, because ajnana is there, avidya, we can trace the family tree of ignorance. It is led by a matriarch, Mataji. What is her name? Avidya. Avidya has a baby. What is that? Kama, desire. Because avidya does not make you sit quietly. Avidya makes you restless. Avidya makes you have anyatha vidya, meaning wrong knowledge, thinking that I am small, I am finite, etc. And because of which there is kama, a desire to rectify the issue. And then kama has a boy. What is his name? Karma. Because kama does not let you sit quietly either. It exercises a pressure to make you do things. And so that because of that pressure you keep doing things. Therefore it is karma is the grandson of avidya. And then karma has twins. What are they? Papa, punya. Results of good actions, results of not so good actions, punya. And then Papa Punya, the next generation of Papa Punya is Punarjanma. Punarjanma means what? Rebirth. So this is the samsara. So here karmadi, this is what is adipadat. So this is for the karmadi mokshase. So you will be freed. Ashubhat. What is Ashubha? The worst Ashubha is samsara. Samsara. Samsarat mokshase. This is what is the key. This is the key of this knowledge. This knowledge is very, very important. And so I am going to give it to you. Nacha etat tvaya mantavyam karma nama dehadi cheshta loka prasiddham. So, nacha etat tvaya mantavyam. This must not be thought by you. What must not be thought by you? Karma nama, that which is called karma, dehadi cheshta loka prasiddham. You must not think, you must not subscribe to the general definition of karma. What is the general definition of karma? Dehadi cheshta. Cheshta means movement. Movement. Movement of what? Deha, manaha, all these things, body, etc. And so the sense organs are active, body is active. This is what is karma. Loke prasiddham. Ihaloke, in this world, this is what is the accepted definition of karma. Movement, chalanatmakam karma. Anything that is moving is said to be doing action. So then also this person is moving, and so this person is also supposedly doing some action of moving, throwing, eating, drinking, etc. Please do not, you must not think this. This must not be thought by you. And then viparitena, opposite, akarma tad akriya. Akarma means not doing that. What is that? Dehadi cheshta. Not doing any movement is what? Tad akriya, not doing that is akarma, not karma. So, refraining from action is not action. Okay? You can say, I am inactive. Inactive means what? Sitting quietly. Tushnim, for a change. Yeah. Sitting quietly for a change, that means what? I'm not doing anything. People say this. I'm not doing anything. Look, I'm just sitting quietly. Children will say that. It's the little brother or the elder sister. Look at me. I'm just sitting quietly. Meaning what? I am akarta. This also is the rudhi artha. Rudhi artha means the commonly subscribed definition of non-action. What is the definition of action? The definition of action is some body part is moving. So that is the definition of action. And then no body parts are moving. That means what? That is the definition of non-action. Arjuna, this is why all those people we talked about got deluded. You are who? I count you among the Medhavis. Therefore, I am giving you this knowledge. Please don't subscribe to this wrong understanding. Akarma tad akriya tushnim asanam. Sitting quietly for a change. So, this also is not non-action. Kim tatra bodhavyam iti. So then what? How come? If I am moving, I am not moving, and if I am not moving, I am also not moving. How is this? How is this? Kasmat, how come? Iti uchyate. This is going to be said in the next verse. This is being explained. Why it is said like this is explained. And what is being explained? That there are 3 things to know about karma. What is that? Action, non-action, and then wrong action. Why not 4th thing, right action? Well, it's assumed that action and right action are together. So that's why there is no 4th category is not there. 4th category is not there because the Shastra expects you to do in accordance with it. So whatever you do is counted as right action. And then if you don't do what you are not, if you do what you are not supposed to do, or if you don't do what you are supposed to do, it is considered what? Wrong action. And then if you don't do anything at all, is that considered non-action? No. But there is such a thing called non-action, which is the cream of Vedanta, akartritvam, which must not be mistaken for refraining from action. Because then every lazy person will be akarta. What did you do yesterday? Nothing, because I never got out of bed. I was akarta. So every lazy person will be akarta. Every mafia will be akarta, because I didn't do. Some hitman did, and he got hit in return. So nothing to do with me. Both of them gone. Otherwise, even the hitman, if he survives this whatever task I have given him, that also is a problem, because then he'll ask for more money, then he'll ask for a promotion, all these things. I don't want to deal with it. So what have you done? I have had another hitman cut the brakes of the hitman also. So this way there will be not 1 but 2 accidents, and everybody will be confused. I am what? Akarta. So this is the delusion. The delusion is equating non-expenditure of calories with regard to the body-mind complex and thinking that that constitutes akartritvam, and that is not the case. So therefore 3 things must be known. What are they? Action, non-action, and akartritvam. So action, no action, and wrong action. Action, non-action, and wrong action. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam. Bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha. Akarmanascha bodhavyam. Gahana karmano gatihi. So, the first line we have already seen. Bodhavyam must be known. There are certain pratyayas. Tavya is one of them. Tavya pratyaya. Aniyar, Tavya, Tavyat, Aniyar. All these are pratyayas which have the injunction of you must do. So, like the mood, lot, imperative mood. They have the same force as the imperative mood, and then vidhiling, another potential. Vidhiling is not called potential. Is it called potential? Yeah. So, yeah, it is not really potential, but anyhow, it has a lot of potential. That's why it's called potential mood. So, just like the imperative mood and the potential mood, these suffixes also have the effect of an order. Atma va are drashtavyah, shrotavyah, mantavyah, nididhyasitavyah. They have the effect of an injunction. The Atma must be seen. Okay? How to see the Atma? Darshanartham kim kartavyam? What should I do? What should be done? Shrotavyah, it must be listened to. Like this, the tavya means it has the effect of an order. So, what is karma should be buddh plus tavya becomes bodhavya. Buddh becomes both because of guna, and then the sandhi takes place, bodhavya. Bodhavyam must be known, meaning there is no option. Meaning, if you want to advance in this knowledge, if you don't want to just be a flitting butterfly in the knowledge, come and go. Vedanta is very nice. Flit, come, let me sit. And then after that, bye, something else is calling me. Flit, I go over there. So, if you really want to stay with this knowledge, and more importantly, if you want the knowledge to stay with you, these three things have to be understood. There is no option of not knowing them. And then you have to identify yourself as akarta. In order to identify yourself as akarta, three things about karma has to be known. A, what is action, B, what is not action, and C, what is wrong action. Why should this be known? Gahana karmano gatihi. Gahana means dense. It is dense as the head in which is trying to understand this. The topic itself is dense. Gahana means it is just difficult. It is difficult. It is not easy. So, let us see the Bhashya. Karmanaha Shastra Vihitasya Karmanaha Hi Yasmad Api Asti Bodhavyam. So, Karmanaha means Shastra Vihitasya means that which is enjoined by the Shastra. So, Shastra Vihita means Shastraihi Vihitah, Shastra Vihitah. So, the karma, the action, that is, because it is singular, karmanaha is singular, so Adi Shankara is also going along with it, but you can take it in plural also. The actions enjoined by all the Shastras, the api, asti, yasmad, because, why one should know this? Because the nature of action is very, very dense. Sukshma, dense and sukshma. Difficult and subtle at the same time. So therefore, Shastra Vihitasya Karmanaha, what should we do? Bodhavyam. Yadyad asti, what all karmas are there, that should be understood, must be known. What is given by the Shastra must be known, because that is my protection. Because if I don't know what is given by the Shastra, what will I do? What is not given by the Shastra. And what is not given by the Shastra will be vikarma. Vikarma means what? Wrong action. So therefore, the first the Karma Kanda, the first portion of the Veda, puts us on a diet of dharma by telling us what to do and what not to do. That is why it is very important. Everyone should go through the first portion of the Veda. And if you protest and say, I was born in a foreign land, I did not even know the spelling of Veda till now, and how come I am here? That means you have gone through the first portion of the Veda in your own upbringing, in your own mentation, in your own understanding, in your own way. You have gone through the first portion of the Veda by confirming to dharma. That is the idea. So this has to be known. Eva vikarmanaha pratishiddhasya tatha. So what is not to be done should also be known side by side of what is to be done. So akarmanascha. Akarmana here is not akarta. Here it means not refraining from action. Tushnim bhavasya bodhavyam. बोद्धव्यम अस्ति इति त्रिषु अपि अध्याहारः कर्तव्यः. All three must be completely known. What are they? Sitting quietly should be known. What do the Shastras recommend that one does must be known. And then what do the Shastras say not to do, that also should be known. Why? Because Yasmat Gahana Vishama Karmano Gatihi Durgyana. Vishama means difficult to know. Gahana means dense. It is difficult to know for the reasons that we have looked at. So, iti karmanaha iti upalakshanartham karmadinam karma akarma vikarmanam gatihi yathatmyam tattvam ityarthaha. So here the word karma is all actions. Everything is included in the word gahana karmano gatihi. So there is only one word, karmana. Karma is there, right? That includes akarma and vikarma also. All three should be taken. Don't get confused with the last sentence of the Bhashya. Meaning, even though the word karma is used, we should also include gahana akarmano gatihi, gahana vikarmano gatihi. All three are difficult to understand, but all three have been talked about using only one word, karma, for the sake of the shloka, the meter, etc. And for the sake of not repeating oneself. Kim punaha, further, tattvam karmadehe yat bodhavyam vakshyami iti pratignatam uchyate. Now, what should I know about this? I mean, it's nice you gave in the 17th verse, oh Lord, you have given us a list. What is the list? What should be done? What should not be done? And what should be wrongly done? All these things you have given us a list. Karma, akarma, vikarma. You have given us a threefold list. But I am not any wiser. How can I know what is to be done means what? What should I do now? What is not to be done means what? Non-action means what? And then sitting quietly, you are saying, is not non-action. This is very, very confusing to me. And then what is the third one? Wrong action. Yeah, wrong action I know, but then what is really wrong action? And more importantly, why should I know the difference between all these three? I have no clue, because what you have done is just given a prastavana, an introduction. And so therefore, the Sangati Bhashya says, now in the next verse, it is going to be elucidated in the most, in the most difficult way. It is going to be elucidated, but then we will see when we read the 4-page Bhashya, that 5-page Bhashya, when we read, you will see why this is the only way it can be expressed. No other way it can be expressed. Okay? Then, what is that? Karmanya karmayaf pashyet. Akarmani cha karmayah. Sabuddhiman manushyeshu. Sayuktah kritsna karma krit. Yeah, this is a tongue twister. Akarmani, in no action. Karma yaha pashyet, the one who sees action in no action. And then akarmani cha karma yaha pashyet, we have to add. We have to add pashyet there also. So in non-action, the one who sees action, and in action, the one who sees non-action, that person is said to be what? Buddhiman. Buddhiman means the one who has a buddhi. Okay? So the one who is endowed with the buddhi. Arey, what about the rest of us? You as good as not having buddhi. If you don't know this verse, you are as good as not possessing buddhi. No, but I have buddhi for other things. The buddhi is not made for other things. The buddhi is made only for this thing. As it is very well accounted even in the Yajnavalkya Gargi dialogue. Gargi was a great sage, wonderful sage, and she was given the task by the king to constitute a sabha, an assembly of elite scholars. So she was checking them up and asking questions. In Yajnavalkya, she met her match. They were just head to head with this, and so Gargi asks Yajnavalkya in the course of this dialogue, "Hey Yajnavalkya, who is the stingiest person of all?" Stingy means what? The one who will not, who will not share. That is the one, stingy. Kanjus, we say in Hindi. Word for Hindi. And along with that, there is one more word. What is that? Yeah, makhi juice means, I think just because it is just before lunch time, we are not going to go there. Okay? You can look it up later. So, Kanjus, and we have our own way. Even in South India, we have that expression. The person is eating, okay, and a crow comes. They are eating outdoors. Crow comes to eat, and they will not say shoo to the crow for the fear of a few grains of rice going away. Kanjus means parsimonious, extremely stingy. And the Sanskrit word is kripanaha. So Gargi asks Yajnavalkya, kripanaha kaha? Who is the kripanaest of them all? Who is kripana? And one can have so many answers. The one who doesn't do purta karma, reaching out actions. The one who does not support orphanages, ashrams, temples, does not even does bhuta yajna, giving to pets and children and all these, not children, animals, all these things. So this one could be called what? Kanjus. But Yajnavalkya answers beautifully. Yajnavalkya says, Bho Gargi, O revered Gargi, the one who departs from this earth without having known the self, the Atma, is the Kripanaest of them all. Yaha Atmanam aviditva asman lokat praiti saha Kripanaha. What is that to do with not knowing the Atma and leaving this world and being Kanjus? What is the connection? Being stingy? Because they have hoarded their brain cells, buddhi, made only for this purpose. The human buddhi is only for letting go of ajnanam. And I have used the buddhi for every other purpose other than for letting go of ajnanam. So the buddhi has become what? Kubuddhi, bad buddhi. And so therefore, if this is not, if the human buddhi alone can grasp this, and we saw this, manushe loke only, manushe loke eva, Shastrasya adhikaraha. And if you study the Shastra alone, you can be free. So then, Manushe Loke, only here, because in Pashu Loka, in the world of animals, you can just follow your owner and sit in the Vedanta class because they are sitting in Vedanta class. You don't understand anything. You don't understand anything at all. Or in Devaloka, you will be busy smelling all kinds of laddus and hot things. Yeah, you will be taking the aroma. That's why the heat is needed, because along with the steam, the aroma comes. Devaha parokshapriyaha. So remotely you go like this, Om Pranaya Swaha, etc. and they are satisfied. The 108 laddus you made for Lord Ganesha is intact. I tell you this, if Ganesha started to do Swaha to the laddus, you will not make them. You will say, okay, this is a very costly Ganesha. Because he leaves them for you, again and again you make them. And he leaves them for you because he has already siphoned off all the flavor. That's why it becomes prasada. So, like this, if this buddhi is not used, see in Devaloka also, they just keep attending concerts all day long. Urvashi dance, okay, what else? Menaka Urvashi duet. Okay, what else? Okay, Kinnara, Yaksha, Gandharva, what should I say? This chorus, and then choir, band, Kinnara band, Yaksha band, all these things. Whole day, they are just going from one musical event to another. Some fine arts are there in between. That's all they do. They also very rarely, unless blessed by Bhagavan, as we have seen in Keno Upanishad and some other Upanishads as we will see, they are not bhaginaha, they are not ready for this knowledge. They are not able to get this knowledge because Deva Sharira is also what? Bhoktru Sharira, Bhoga Sharira. And Pashu Sharira is what? Tiryak Sharira. Tiryak means they grow sideways. So you meet a kitten, and then you meet a cat. After it has grown up, the same kitten, it will have not grown up like this, like a human child. How will it grow? Sideways. Tiryak they are called. So the Tiryak, they are also not adhikari for this knowledge. Their buddhi is only to eat, drink and reproduce and survive predators. Same thing with the trees. Their karma is to give shade, fruit, flowers, and that's it. Only Manushe Loke Eva, this buddhi is there for the pursuit of this knowledge. So the one who has a buddhi is the one who has used the buddhi for this purpose. That person is called Buddhiman. Sa Buddhiman Manushyeshu. Others are Manushyas for the sake of it, but this is the one who has done what is needing to be done. Therefore, sa yuktaha. Yuktaha means the person is not yuktaha means endowed, but here there is nothing to endow them with. The person is a contemplative person. The person is a yogi, yuktaha. So then the person is together with everything. They are starting with their own body, mind, sense complex. They are together with the program. Sayuktaha. Then saha kritsna karma krit. The word kritsna, kartsnyam, if you say, it has the most number of conjunct consonants. Try it. Kritsna means total. Not Krishna, okay? Kritsna. Kritsna. Kritsnam means total. Karma krit. Karma karoti iti karma krit. Karma krit means the one who has done. What have they done? Kritsnam. They have done everything that needs to be done. Who can say that? If you go to anybody and say, have you accomplished everything that you need to? Even if you ask a 95-year-old, half the time in bed and half the time on the chair, if you ask that person also, no, I would like to see my great-great-grandchild being born, they will say. Nobody will say, I have done everything. Even this one, who is that? The grandma that says, Yama, why are you taking all other young people? I am here, take me. I am filled with arthritis. And Yama happens to be in the neighborhood. He thinks, ye bhi theek hai, one trip less. Can spend more time at home with the wife and children. Let me just pick her up too. Okay, Granny, I am here. What? Get away from here. You with the most inauspicious face. Get away from here. How dare you come? No, but when you just said you are ready. Not now. My great-grandson is getting married. When is the marriage? 3 months later. Okay, I'm back then. Next time, no, they have to have a child. Like this, it will keep on continuing. There is no end to that. There is no end to the list of accomplishments I want to do. Even at the deathbed in USA, etc., they make what is called bucket list. Meaning, before you kick the bucket, you make a list. Kick the bucket is a polite way of saying bye-bye, die. Okay? Yeah. Before you kick the bucket, you make a list. That is called what? Bucket list. All the things I want to do. So nobody can say, I have accomplished everything that I want to do and I have no regrets. All that is said in here. Not only have I accomplished everything that I want to do, I also have zero regrets. Sayuktaha saha kritsna karma krit. Meaning, in the kritsna karma krit is another way of saying jnani. The person is atmajnani. Because Atmajnanam only gives that satisfaction of having accomplished everything, because through Atmajnanam alone I accomplish everything, because the self being everything, when I understand the self as myself, then as the self of all, then I have accomplished everything. Bhashya. Karmani kim kriyate iti vyapara matram tasmin karmani akarma karma abhavam yaha pashyet. Karmani means in karma. And so the translation makes no sense. Whoever sees non-action in action means what? So here it is told. Karma kriyate iti vyapara matram. So, what is karma? He first defines. Karma kriyate iti vyapara matram karma. Vyapara matram karma. Karma means, he says, don't overthink it. The act of doing is called what? Karma. So, in this act of doing, in that action, tasmin karmani akarma karma abhavam. The one who sees inaction or absence of action. The one who is able to see absence of action, and then by contrast, akarmani cha karma abhave kartrutantritvat pravritti nivrityoho vastu aprapya evahi sarva eva kriyakaraka karakadi vyavaharah avidya bhumau eva karma yaha pashyet pashyati. So first of all, let's go with the easy one. Pashyati means, pashyet means pashyati. We have to take it as present tense and then not the potential sense, present tense. So now what is karma? The act of doing is karma. This much we saw. In that, the one who sees non-action or absence of action, and also the action in non-action. In non-action means sitting quietly, we already saw. In sitting quietly also, the one who is able to see action. Why? Because because there is pravritti, nivritti. Pravritti means going towards. Is that an action or not? Yes. Nivritti means going away from. Is that an action or not? Yes, this is the key here. Nivritti means going away from, refraining from, withdrawing from. So if I say, I am not going to play with you because I don't like how you are setting up the rules of the game. I am what? Akarta or karta? Exactly. Why am I karta? Because I am engaging in nivritti. Nivritti means going away from, and that is also an action. So, if I sit quietly and withdraw and not act, that doesn't mean I am not an actor, because where is the head? The head is in nivritti. So there are two kinds of action. Bhashyakara reminds us, one is pravritti. Pravritti is easy to see because I am pursuing something, I am running, I am catching, I am doing something. Nivritti means I have quietly, sometimes I withdraw, not so quietly, sometimes I withdraw quietly. So some people invite you to a movie. Oh, that sounds nice. Oh, on Wednesday, yes, I'll come. Free day. I can do whatever I want. I'll go. And then just casually ask, who else is going? And then you find out another person is also going. Who is that person? Not your fave person. Okay. Then you say what? I think I will drop out. I think I'm not going to go. How come you're not going to go? No, just like that. No reason. Just like that. So this means what? These two people went to the movie, pravritti, actors. And what did you do? Did not go to the movie. Nivritti does not mean non-actor. Non-actor as in did not participate in going to the movie, but I participated in something else. What was that participation? Withdrawal from this decision of wanting to go. First I agreed. Then I said, let me see who is going. And then those who's, I did not really care for their company. So therefore I said, I am not going to go. So withdrawal can translate as disappearing. Withdrawal can translate as sitting quietly. Withdrawal can translate as not participating. But that does not mean it is not action. Why? Because intentionality makes action. Is the intention active or not? Yes. So therefore, the one who sees action in inaction, the one who sees inaction in action, then why? Because what is that? Why he says kartrutantratvat? Because it is based on the intention of the doer. Kartru, doer, tantra, dependence. Because of the dependence on the intention of the doer, kartrutantratvat. Of what? Pravritti nivrityoho. Kartrutantratvat. Because of the fact that it is dependent upon the intention of the participator or the non-participant. It is dependent on that intention. And why is this intention there? Why is it not recognized? Because vastu aprapya. Vastu here doesn't mean thing. Vastu means the only thing worth being called a thing. What is that? Brahma vastu, Atma vastu. Atmanam aprapya iti artha. So, vastu aprapya evahi, because they don't know the Atma, they are what? Anatmagnaha. They don't know Atma. They don't know Atma, therefore, all their actions are based on avidya. Avidya bhumau eva. All their dealings are based on avidya, which in turn is dependent upon kriya karaka phalabheda, kriya karakadi vyavahara. So the action is dependent on, what is that? Action is dependent upon verb and what? Noun, verb, what else? Subject, object, verb, basic. Ramo vanam gacchati. Simple sentence. What is the subject here? Rama. And what is the object? Vanam. What is the verb? Gacchati. And then if you want to say Rama and Lakshmana go, then what will happen? Gacchataha. And then if three of them want to go, Rama plus Lakshmana plus Sita, three of them are going, then Gacchanti. So this is what is called Karaka Bheda, and also, this is the Kriya Bheda. So the Kriya Padam keeps varying, and then Karaka Bheda means the factors involved in action. This is like the basic sentence is Ramaha Gacchati. That can, we can keep on adding to it. So then we can add object, second case, Vanam Gacchati. Then you can add third case, Kena Gacchati. How does he go? Padbhyam, we can say, walking, he went to the forest. And then, why? For what purpose he goes? Pitravakya Paripalanaya. Fourth case, for the sake of fulfilling the words of the daddy, he went. From where did he go? Prasadat, Vanam, and all this we can add. Prasada means what? Palace. From the palace, he goes to the forest. Fifth case, from the palace. Fourth case, for the sake of fulfilling the father's words, with the help of his feet. Third case, and then to the forest. Second case. First case, Rama goes. And who is this Rama? This Rama has a bow. Sixth case, Ramasya Dhanuhu. We can say Rama has a bow. Sixth case. And then what? In this Rama, I revel. In this aforementioned Rama, of these various characteristics, I revel. Rame, Rame. All the cases are there. So this is called Karaka Bheda. This is very important because it will all be summed up in verse number 24 as we go. So this is Karaka Bheda, Kriya Bheda, and all these things. These Bhedas are where? Not at the level of Paramarthika. They are there in the realm of Vyavahara, in the realm of intentionality and the action that succeeds the intentionality. In the action for which the intentionality is behind, that intention is generally twofold: pravritti based, nivritti based, and then based on that all the actions ensue. And then what else? So then because it is avidya bhumau. Avidya bhumau means because of the background of ignorance in every head. So therefore the action, inaction, etc. is all in the hands of the doer, until which time one has not attained Atmajnanam. And so therefore there is therefore we need to look into that. We need to look into this, that how the people who don't have Atmajnanam have all these ways of understanding action, which are all what? Wrong. Understanding action or non-action, which are all wrong. More we will see tomorrow. There are 3 or 4 objections that will come, and how they are treated, we will see all that. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.